Shalom, shalom. Most High bless everybody. Everybody, Most High bless. Well, for our people edification, this is truly going to be a for our people edification moment. Our dear brother DeBar and Shasham is in the house to bring some info to you. It's mostly going to be DeBar on this one. I'm looking forward to this. I tell you guys, a lot of you guys are not aware of what's going on. I've been just asking people about things. Some people never even heard about missiles being shot in Ukraine or anything. So DeBar, Shasham, y'all can say what you want to say, and we're just going to get it started, man.
Hey, I just say shalom, most High bless the whole F.O.P.E. CUC family. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Hey, I want to say shalom. First of all, to Elder QANATH and Shasham, I appreciate both you kings for allowing the brother to have the platform again. And I want to say shalom to the audience as well, the F.O.P.E. crew. We love you. We appreciate you. And y'all, please do me a favor. Please keep Shasham in your prayers. You know, we're going to send up prayers for the brother. I won't go too deep into it, but yeah, we got a good topic today. And again, you know, I just want to tip my hat to the elder and Shasham and everybody, you know, much love.
No doubt, no doubt. So a lot of you, if you're not aware, between the tensions between Ukraine and Russia, actually this goes back way before Biden. This goes back during the time of Reagan and actually before, if you know anything about Ronald Reagan, the president. So fast forward, America and Britain gave Ukraine the okay to shoot missiles inside of Russia. Now, Russia been going back and forth with war with many countries for years, just like all of the world. But this is taking it to another level. Sometimes you can't keep poking the bear. And you keep poking the bear, eventually he's going to bite back. And my brother, I don't know if he has this video up yet, or if he want to use it later in his presentation. Russia actually shot ICBM missiles, and what's the other missile they shot? What they call it?
The hypersonic
missile.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen anything like this before, y'all gonna be surprised. There's no defense for this at all. None. And when y'all see the speed of this, he could end this thing before this video is over with. I mean, it's just that serious. So without any further ado, I see we got I can't even see. Is that K Jude on here? Most High bless. Is that him on here? Because I can't.
That's Swarthy.
Hey, shalom, this ain't Swarthy, aka Bishop the X-Man.
No doubt, no doubt. So we're going to get into this. I don't know if you want to show that video first and then go into the presentation, and then we all just talk about it, man. Stay prayed up. DeBar, I'm gonna hand the floor to you, my brother.
Hey, thank you,
Elder QANATH. Can I say something real quick, DeBar?
Oh, sure, no doubt. Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
I do want to give a special salute and shout out to our brother Shasham and Ben Yehuda for allowing Vocab Alone to tap dance live on Broadway around the hard truth and fact of the Israelites being Negroes. It was hard for me and my wife to watch because, you know, I've never seen anybody tap dance around such a hardcore fact like that. We wanted to give a special shout out to a couple mighty Hebrews had a Gentile tap dancing around the truth. Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And a salute again to Shasham. You know, the brother did wonderful there. But segueing into the topic real quick, let me just set the foundation, right? So oftentimes in the Israelite community, oftentimes in the Black community, there's a pink elephant in the room, and we can all see it. We even get emotional on it. You know, we kind of walk on eggshells. And oftentimes we don't have the courage to really address the hard topics. So today we want to have that conversation about what's going on geopolitically. And then we want to, you know, towards the end, we're going to bring out we got some books for y'all. We got some videos. You know, we want to really be engaging. And at the same time, we want to talk about this doctrine that, you know, One West had in particular about, you know, flee Babylon. And it's not to ruffle any feathers or fearmonger, but I think we just need to have a conversation to address the pink elephant. And then I think also we need to be thinking about planning. What are we going to do? We live in very dangerous times. And so it's imperative that we show that love to one another by addressing things that we all need to have awareness to. So without further ado, I'm going to go with the first video, because again, in the Bible, it talks about in the last days, it'd be perilous times. And that word perilous, it means imminent risk of injury and loss of life. And there's a reason why the Bible speaks at that type of tonality. It's because we're living in very dangerous times. And a lot of times what we try to do, we're focused on our job, our families, and everything else. But this is something we really want to have on our radar. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. Let me go ahead and do that. And then we can jump right into this topic. And again, there's going to be a lot of resources, being shared today. So, sit back and enjoy. All right. So here we go. Let me see real quick. Okay. All right. So can you guys see the screen?
No.
All right.
Is you sharing another screen? Because I don't see anything.
Okay. Let me do it one more time. Yeah. I put that. Let me see. All right. Let's see. Yep. Okay. And then let's do this real quick again. All right. The browser can't access your screen. All right, so let me do this real quick. Let me do this. Hold on 1 second, y'all. We'll get this together real quick. I'm going to put this on a different screen so that way we can walk right through it. Let's see. Yeah, so it's some interesting times we live in family. And it's so imperative that we have awareness to all of this. Okay, so let me drag this screen real quick to the other side. 1 second.
I got a great idea.
Talk to me.
Elder QANATH, you should stand up, right? And when they shoot one of them hypersonic missiles, I want you to stand in the target spot at the landing place so it can reflect off and you can use your super, human Israelite strength to save us. So I think you should test it out for us. You know what I'm saying, DeMar?
Hey, I think you on to something right there.
What a leap of faith. Okay, you want to talk
I
about
know,
testing
right?
one's faith?
Hey, what did Timothy say? Don't follow man, buddy. Don't follow man. Follow the Most High. I tell you, you stand in front of me with a missile come. I'm gonna tell you right now, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. You know. But I tell you, y'all, we having fun about this, but this is really serious, man. And we're not preaching fear, because I believe the Most High is gonna come when He say He gonna come. A lot of doctrine's been twisted, you know. But we'll get into that another time. Shout out to also the K Judah. Shout out to the champ Neftali. She has a lot of things coming up herself. So y'all make sure to tune on both of their channels. And Swore they got a channel, and of course F.O.P.E Tried by Fire with the bar. So please tune in.
You know what's interesting about this topic, brothers, is me and JT was talking about Proverbs 21:1 literally yesterday, where it says the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. He turneth it wherever, which pretty much the Most High controls all the world leaders. So you can kind of get a sense that one day Yahweh is going to bug out Vladimir, Lil Kimmy, and down all of them. He's going to bug them all out one day.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah, QANATH, we need you to take that like Diddy. Go ahead and take one for the team.
No Diddy. No doubt.
No Diddy. No baby on.
Hey,
no sir.
hey, Sharshan, what I'm gonna do is put the videos in the private chat because it's not letting me share for some reason on this computer.
It won't let you share. If you hit the share,
Nah, I got
I don't know if I my phone. Let me see.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh shoot, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's a setting on here that prevents me from sharing. Or...
Yeah, please forgive us because we're doing all this on the fly.
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Let me see.
We're doing all this from the fly, bro. I see something in the chat.
Yeah, I just threw the link up there, but trying to, for some reason, the browser can't access your screen.
What's that song? What's that song? If it ain't one thing, it's another.
Yeah, see, I can't share from my phone.
Hey, you know what, man? Vladimir been on one, man, showing the real images of the Hebrews as Negroes. He kind of been wilding a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Vladimir
Yeah.
been on one.
Yeah.
Bob, you don't see the share screen down there on the bottom?
Yeah. No, I see it, but when I select it, right? Let me
Uh-huh.
read the message to you. So when I select the screen and I hit allow, it says the browser can't access your screen. So let me go and see my browser setting. I'm not sure why that's happened. That's the first time that's actually happened like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you using Google or Firefox, because I know
Yeah, I'm
other
using
browsers.
Firefox.
Yeah, usually they work.
Let's see.
Swear to you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone right now. I'm on my way to work. I'm at the train station. I guess somebody might have got poked up or stabbed on the train or something.
Oh no! Hey, you want to talk about what you're gonna be bringing out soon?
Yeah,
What we
man.
talked
Hey,
about?
I'm not interested in debating nobody because, after Vladimir Putin came out and showed the images of the real Hebrews of the Bible, if you can't accept probably the third to second to first most prominent world leader in our history showing who the truth of the people is, those are people just willingly not wanting to accept the truth because the mainstream media told the world that Negroes are nothing. And to find out that they're chosen by God, I'm sure that's really ruining a lot of people's days. So, I'm not interested in debating nobody about it no more because it ain't nothing to debate about. But I
No
did
doubt.
want to go into the history of us being the Black Jews in Portugal and Spain and different parts of Africa. There are records of us in Timbuktu, obviously. I wanted to have an open discussion about this notion that Black people are playing the victim when we can walk into museums today and see evidence of us being the victims of probably the worst atrocity in human history. So it's a few things I'm ready to really tackle, and I would be willing to talk to Tucker Carlson about it. Ben Shapiro can chop it up with me about it. Me and Donald Trump can talk about it. I just need 2 or 3 of my guys there to record because they like to chop up videos and show what they like to show to make them look like they win in an argument. And I also want to tackle this idea that everybody can come to America and become doctors and lawyers, and you can make all this money, but Black people don't deserve reparations for slavery, which built the country that gave you the opportunity to flee maybe a failed homeland or give you the opportunity to be a millionaire. So I'm tired of people saying that to our people. Nobody else gets told they have to forget their history but us. So, I'm tired. And the small hats can come up here and talk to Big Swarthy too if they want to. I kind of done got to that point, QANATH.
No doubt, no doubt. You want to talk anything about science? I think we was talking about something you wanted to bring out in science.
I noticed in the Black scientific community that a lot of them are against the Bible and against brothers and sisters that believe in the Bible. But the biggest thing me and my wife noticed about the Black scientific community, and I'm gonna call out names. Shout out to Corrupt. We calling out names. Brothers like Q Brother and Unc West. The biggest thing I noticed about these guys is they don't even have a chemistry kit from Michael's Art Center. You don't see no videos of them doing no type of scientific works. So we're going to tackle the periodic table of elements, family. We're going to talk about the 3 major, what it's composed of, basically liquids, solids, and gases. And we're going to start teaching the fundamentals of science, and then, but also having scientific works. Because, if you go on YouTube right now, you can see people who don't even have laboratories actually do scientific works in their garage. Me and my wife saw a gentleman who took a pigeon and an owl and spliced the genes together, and he made an owl pigeon. So like I'm noticing the Black scientific community on YouTube, and I love our brothers and sisters. I pick us over the world because of who we are and because they are people. But I got to tell the truth about our people. We don't be having no works in these other communities that criticize the Hebrew Israelites. I would love for them to come up and have a conversation with me too, because none of them are PhDs. They don't even come from scientists or biologists. A lot of them are just Negroes on YouTube, recreationally reading scientific journals. So I want us to actually be about some type of scientific work. So when I come up and talk about the periodic table of elements, I'll be doing experiments in videos dealing with the different solids, gases, and liquids as well. So, you know, because I notice a lot of our critics in the scientific community, you know, really don't have any works. You know, I also wanted to talk about a lot of brothers who say they're historians in our community, like Jabari, like Sabio, but haven't found a fingernail from 2 minutes ago, 2 inches under the ground, let alone a mummy from 10,000 years ago. And it's like, even if the Egyptology community gave us a mummy, we don't have a lab to take it to. We haven't devised our own techniques for determining what ethnicity somebody was or what ancient family they came from. So I'm really on the heads of everybody who got smoked with the Israelites right now. I'm taking all fades.
No doubt. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. So look forward to this. I don't know if I can't see my chat, and I don't want to get off my phone. I want to call the champ up because some things she wanted to bring out, and I wanted to go in while the bar. You still working on trying to get that up, correct? Okay, he's still working on that. I don't know if Natalia in the chat. If you are, sis, please come on because I don't know if you've done your video today because I've been busy. If you did, then we're going to put it up over here. But if you are, please come in the room.
All right, I'm back, y'all. I think I got it now, y'all. So please
Okay.
forgive me for that. Yeah, apologize.
No doubt. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me see real quick. Let me see if this works. There we go. All right. So let's get into the first video real quick. Again, we're going to set the tone on what is happening, why it's happening, and why we should really be deeply involved, at least geopolitically, on what's happening. So here we go.
Fair use.
You gotta
We
turn
can't
the
hear it.
sound on.
Yeah, we couldn't hear the sound on it.
I think the ball must have muted his mic. That's why.
I think it's interesting in general that the Most High brought Donald back up in the realm of the kings of the earth, if you will, because he had Joe Biden sitting in the spot for America. But I think it's interesting that for whatever reason, the Lord decided to bring him back up among Vladimir and Lil Kimmy. So, you know, interesting times.
I'll tell you, and the man, who we call the man, they deal a lot with pride. And if you notice, since Biden and England has given him the go ahead to shoot missiles into Russia, Biden and Kamala Harris are missing in action. Nobody
That's
know where
right.
nobody can find them. And brothers and sisters, I challenge each and every one of you, right, to go to any government building, call your senator, your governor, your mayor, and ask them where's your nearest bomb shelter. Go ahead, brother.
Okay,
He's
there we
in
go.
Quin-
Oh, you was gonna say something, Sharshay? I'm sorry about that.
I said the nearest bomb shelter is in QANATH's basement. Make sure y'all get there. He got food, water, medicine, and some money for y'all. You know, in case things go bad.
No, sir. Let's get it. No,
It's
sir.
planned, the barber. You might gotta. Is your mic unmuted?
Yeah, it's unmuted.
See, can you
We
turn the
can't hear the
sound up?
sound. I'm gonna step out and come right back in, Shem.
All right.
We can't hear it, DeBar. Let them know we can't hear it.
I don't know why the sound not working.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let me see. The sound isn't working either. Audio.
It should work though. If it let you share the screen, wherever you play it on your end and see if you can hear it.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, because it was playing just a minute ago. Hold on, let me see. But y'all can't hear me. Let me see, browser.
You're not muting your mic enough from when you playing it, is you?
No, no, it's not muted at all.
Oh, I don't know then. Why is it doing that? That's weird.
Yeah, tell you, boy, the devil is busy. Let me
Hold on,
see something.
I had to get up and just go on my laptop. Y'all there?
Yeah, we still here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, I could share the screen again. I don't know if the video's playing, but it ain't no sound. So let's see.
There's no sound when you playing it.
Yeah, I don't know
So it's
why
on
that
you.
is.
That's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Or did you
Yeah,
download the video?
yeah, on
That's crazy.
YouTube.
But when I play it from my phone, the link that you send me, it works. I can hear the sound.
Yeah,
Let me see.
I don't have no idea like why that wouldn't play. Did they change something?
Yeah, I just looked at it. It says we have never been closer. I just hit the link. It's working. When I hit it, I don't know why it ain't working when you share it. It's working when I hit it. So it take me right to the YouTube video and I start playing.
All right, let me do it again. Let me share
Hey,
real quick. Let's see what
yeah,
happens.
Tyler gonna come in the back room too, Shem.
All right, hey, DeBar, hit the link that you sent me in a
Mm-hmm.
private chat. Hit that link and see if the link could just go straight to it and you could share it like that from off of that page. Maybe it's whatever you sharing might be the link problem, but hit the link that you shared to me because when I hit that link, it
Mm-hmm.
works.
Okay, let me do that now then. So let me go. All right, let's see. Oh, you know what? That private, let me see. Let me post that again.
Satan don't want this out, do it.
No.
Is it just that video, or you think it's all the ones you have?
I have no idea. Okay,
Family,
I
I
got
gotta
it.
charge my phone for a minute. I'll be back in probably about 30 minutes, fellas.
No doubt.
Okay, cool. All right, so I got the video up. Can y'all hear it?
Nope,
No, I don't.
still not playing. All right,
Shem,
all
can
right.
you share? Cause you said you heard it. Can you share that video when you
I can't do my phone. I'm had to go get on my laptop because I can't do nothing on my phone. Your phone don't allow you to share videos. Just give me a second. I got.
I don't know if necessarily in the back where she is, because I want her to it's something that she did. I don't know. YouTube just messed with her channel too.
Mm.
You can have some interesting information, of course, like all.
Yeah, I know they doing some serious censoring now. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot going on. A
No,
lot.
they not censoring. Or Trump took that away. He reversing all
Mm.
that stuff. That's what they mad about that he got in office. That was the Democrats trying to do that. he said all the censors and bans, he undoing it because it's unconstitutional, and it takes away from your freedom of speech, which is true.
That's right. Yep. That's exactly right. But did he get that done before he got in office?
No, it's not. It's not
No,
done yet. But they
he's
they
going to
they
when
trying to
he
start a little bit of it right now because they know they're scared he's going to find them. Well, actually, he's going to go into see what they done and find them any damn way. So, but without further ado, our sisters on here, the champ Naphtali.
Shalom.
Oh, we can't hear her. We can't hear you, sis.
Hey, Shalom, Most High Bless. Can you guys hear me now?
No, that.
All right. Hey, what's going on, guys?
No, not much. We sitting up here just letting everybody know about what's going on. Here we go. Feedback.
Okay. Just walking into. I'm trying to see
you
what's
just
going
walking
on
in?
with the conversation about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just talking about Putin. The brother was talking about stuff he's gonna bring out. What was he talking about, the bar? My memory slips me. If you could remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, with this time period we living in, it's a lot going on. In particular, NATO is provoking Russia to respond to them. And we're going to show you the footage of a missile, hypersonic or supersonic missile. Missiles. And I mean, these things look like angels came and touched down. I mean, this thing is just wild, the things that we're seeing in this time. And then also we just want to explore, the doctrine because, again, us being F.O.P.E, we're not afraid to really engage any type of doctrinal discussion. So, we want to really find out, was them cats at One West, was they correct? Because the scripture is saying something completely different. And I'm trying to hold on to some of these things so I can show you a little bit later. But yeah, we got a lot to bring out. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Typically this never happens. So I just take it as yeah, the powers that be, Hashatan, they don't want this thing coming out, but it's going to come out. So just bear with his family.
It's either that or you're getting your equipment from the dollar store, one of the two.
Nah, that ain't that. The other one ain't happening.
Hey, champ, can you fill us in on what you was talking about the other day and some things that you want to bring out to come? And even though, like I said, at F.O.P.E and all us together, man, we may not agree on everything, but we will talk about what we don't agree on behind closed doors and open too. But can you talk about some of the things you will gonna be bringing out soon?
Oh yeah, I have many different topics. One of the ones in particular is contradictions. A lot of people like to say that there is errors and contradictions in the Bible, and what I say is that there aren't any. The thing is that why aren't there errors or contradictions in the sources that you're utilizing to say that there is errors and contradictions in the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Why do you put so much faith and trust in those people and what they have to say, their opinions, because all that is opinions. The problem is the Bible is just so thorough that people tend to miss and look over the minor details. One of the things is that when you go to the King James, see, not every book, is verifiable. We don't go into the ESV, we don't go into the NIV. Those do have errors. The Most High said that he was going to preserve his word, and he preserved his word within the King James Version. We know that the Masoretic text and the KJV matches all the way up to 95%. Now you may say to me, well, Neff, it's up to 95% to 100%. So what's that minor? The minor issues that is happening. Well, the thing is that the English language is actually one of the hardest languages to learn because we have so many words that are the same exact word, but it has different meanings. And you go like, what does that mean? It's the same word with the same meaning. Well, when you say I live, you live, and then you say go live. Like right now we're going live. But the same word is live. So that's that's the same exact word with two different meanings. Also, the English, there's many different forms of English. We got the Old English. You got people over there in Europe, in Britain, the way they speak the English. So for instance, the way we say pants, they say breeches, or they'll say knickers, or the word diaper. We say diaper. When we say diaper here in the US, we're talking about what we put on a baby's bottom. But when you go to Australia, if you say diaper to them, they're going to give you a napkin. So like a napkin we use for our mouth. So the thing is that those little bitty, now those aren't a lot of issues, but just those little minor things could, make a little bit of an issue within the scriptures. But as far as it being errors or contradictions, no, not at all. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a presentation that I'm going to break down. And actually, I've done a video on my channel. For some reason, I don't know, I had some issues with StreamYard and and not Facebook, but YouTube. The video didn't come out about Neil deGrasse Tyson. He actually came out and said that, that there was a contradiction, and I actually debunked his contradiction in my breakdown. And what he was talking about is the fact of, he's talking about pi and how the Bible isn't, breaking down pi, saying that pi is 30, when actually, we know pi is 3.14. Well, the Bible, if you really sit down and you talk about Solomon's temple and how he made the tub or the sea, his sea that he created, it actually breaks down the diameter and the dimensions of pi very well. And so I break that down. I talk about the dimensions and how it breaks down to pi. We break down the math. We also showcase it, what a hand breadth is from fingertip to elbow. All those different variants actually, pinpoint and break down how we get to pi, and how Neil deGrasse Tyson needs to stick to just sitting around and staring at the sky all day and doing absolutely nothing. Because when he considers to be, this new science talking about Pluto and how it's a dwarf planet, or if it's a planet or whatever, all this stuff has already been acknowledged. And we know with the Dogon tribe, we know with the Greeks, we know with the Romans, they all talk about the Ceres star, Ceres A, Ceres B. They get into a lot of the different planets, and everything is named after their gods, after their deities, because they've seen them. They recognize this knowledge, and they give credit to their gods. So it's already there. The problem is that they want us to believe that they're doing something that is new when this has already been done. So like I said, I will be doing a contradiction series. Hopefully, my plan is to do it every Wednesday. I already got 2 of them that I already have done. And like I said, I have a big presentation where I will be exposing a lot more, because I got, one of the things I don't like to say it, but I got some of my Hebrew brothers. I shouldn't be going against my own brothers right now. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't, but it's okay. That's just what happens. But I'm going to be, testing, what they're saying, and showcasing the, what was it? The Dead Sea Scrolls. They put the Dead Sea Scrolls up against the Masoretic text. But the thing is that there's nothing wrong with the Dead Sea Scrolls, as well as there's nothing wrong with the Masoretic text. There's different people. We have to think about, these are different books coming from different people who are sharing their experience, their individual experience. Paul is sharing his experience. Timothy is sharing his experience. David is sharing his experience. And all of them are going to give it to us the way they want to. They're all are not going to talk the same. They're all are not going to walk the same. But what they are going to give us is the Most High's words. And they're going to give us, their experience as to what they have achieved, or what they have accomplished, or what they have, had an issue with or a problem with, just like how we do things here. I share my opinion on how I teach things. You know, I got my brothers up here. You know, we got QANATH, Elder QANATH. He shares his perspective. Does that mean that his perspective is better than mine or worse than mine? No, that just means that he's sharing it in his way. So that's how we have to look at things when we look at the Bible. I see, you know, some of my brothers talk about how the Dead Sea Scrolls provided a little bit more information than what the King James had did. Well, that's great. That's why we have the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's why we have the Masoretic text. We have many different sources, source documents, source material. That doesn't mean that something is valued or desired or is less than. All that means is that we have more. We have more to, you know, bring out and to share. So, you know, that's just a little synopsis of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be talking a whole lot about contradictions and errors. I believe that the Most High, who is supposed to be omniscient, omnipotent, you know, autonomous, you know, meaning that he's all knowing, all powerful, he has to be able to preserve his word. Because the thing is, how can he tell us to do something when what do we know is what he's asking for is correct? If he can't get one thing correct, how does he get the rest correct? I mean, we have to think about it that way. And that's the logic that Neil deGrasse Tyson, a lot of these atheists are utilizing. Like, if he got this wrong, well, then what else is he getting wrong? So the thing is, apparently he's not getting it wrong. It's just you are getting it wrong because you're not paying attention, because you're so fixated on finding an error that you don't even find the error in the person that's sharing the information, like Neil deGrasse Tyson. He provided the biggest error. And I feel like, and you know what, I'm not going to lie, I feel like YouTube sabotaged my video because it didn't even make any sense as to why it didn't upload. I was trying to premiere it. It premiered all of a sudden, and then after that, they demonetized it. It was just strange. You know, I've been doing stuff on YouTube for a while, but, you know, just to see how bad Neil deGrasse Tyson did on that, it was so poor that it should have went viral. How bad he did, how badly he failed, talking about how the people like us, we're so religious, that we're so average minded that we couldn't see the mathematical error. No, sir, you are too average minded. So, I mean, what again? I was talking to my husband. I said, what is the job of an astrophysicist? What do? They do nothing. They bring nothing. All he does is sit around here and talk about stars and moons that have all, okay, so we see the stars, we see Saturn, we see Mars, okay, and your point, what are you doing? Are you saving lives? Are you, you know, what do you do? All he does is sit up there and provide false and incorrect information all day. That's all he does.
I have an idea. What we could do is at the end of this show, and then when you do mute up because you got a feedback. I don't know if you have a channel. We got to start flooding this channel, brothers and sisters. You know, and share a video that Natalia will be doing on an announcement that you guys talking about. You know, and hopefully you had the fortitude to stand up to what a lot of brothers call a weak vessel and see who was staying. Hey, you got it. Hold on there, probably before you got the link ready, the bar.
Oh, I just need to. I'm just waiting to see when whatchamacallit.
Oh, Sham, you got it. You ready, Sham?
Hey, but can I make a quick comment because
Sure.
Queen Natalia was bringing out some amazing things. I think people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think he's like a scientific COINTELPRO. Like a lot of these people, they've been attacking a culture that predates the Roman Empire. I mean, literally, when we talk about the Israelite faith, when we talk about the Torah, these things have survived when ancient civilizations have not survived. So now you got to really ask yourself a question. Is it really that they really don't know? You know? Oh, okay. The brother looked like he got the video up for me. All praise to the Most High.
And yeah, once you finish up, if we still have enough time, I would like the two of you to talk about that a little bit, because I know you was talking at one time yourself, but Natalia brought it to my attention. Let's see what it plays, Sham.
We have never been closer.
There we go.
Than we are today under Joe Biden. A global conflict between nuclear arms powers.
It sounds like it's messing up.
on the scale.
Yeah, it's kind of messing up.
Yeah, it's messing up, Shawshank. Can you take it back?
Would be
I don't know.
Army. Never been closer to World War III than we are today under Joe Biden. A global conflict between nuclear armed powers would mean death and destruction on a scale unmatched in human history. It would be nuclear Armageddon.
It's still kind of messing up, King.
Than avoiding that nightmare. We will avoid it, but we need.
You want me to try to see if I can?
It's playing straight for me. I don't see it messing up or nothing. It's playing straight.
It's messing up over here bad. It sounds like a robot.
Yeah, I wonder.
Hold on, you think it's the channel that you went to? Because I use the same channel link. Hold on, let me see something.
Okay.
If I can find the same video.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, that is very strange. Can channels do that though? Can they chop up the audio like that?
Yeah, I can do that because I was watching the video, the stuff that he's going to stop him from doing. People viewership and all that. They've been holding back people views.
Wow.
World War III.
No, it's still choppy.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see. I don't know because maybe it's YouTube. Let me play.
Yeah.
World War III has never been closer than it is right now. We need to clean house the warmongers and America last globalists and the deep state, the Pentagon, the State Department.
That's
and the
okay, King.
It's another guy. Hold on, it's another guy channel. I saw him trying to play it and doing the same thing to him too. I saw another guy watch. He was trying to play this one of the Trump videos, like talking about this when he's having a meeting, speaking to everybody, and they chopping it up.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I still got stuff I can present on, so that's okay. That's fine. I was just trying to really. So Trump is talking about we have never been close to World War III than this time we're in right now. And let me just kind of give some context to this video. And again, we appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us as we work through these technical issues. Okay, so this is crazy. We know that, Trump won the election fair and square. There was some election fraud and cheating with, illegals voting. That's okay. No problem. He still won the election. Again, now let me just say this. We are the Israelites, and we know that left wing and right wing are attached to the same bird. So we are not politically motivated. Matter of fact, in Deuteronomy chapter 17 and 15 tells us we can't even really support a leader unless they're blood related and the Most High Spirit has selected that person. So we're not really getting into the politics, right? Okay, cool. We got that out the way. So here's the issue. So Trump wins the election. Cool. Now, Joe Biden, knowing that he's the outgoing president, he is provoking and he's escalating, he's escalating war to the point where we're getting closer and closer to World War III. Okay. And I mean, it's very, 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 very scary. There was another video I wanted to show, but I think, YouTube is doing some funny business now where you can't even share other YouTube videos, which I think is really bad.
Can you show the actual missiles where it hit Ukraine?
Yeah, I could probably show it. It won't show like you probably won't hear the sound. But let me just see if I can show it because I think that could give us some greater context. I mean, this stuff right here, I'm gonna keep it real. I never really been a fearful person ever in my life, but when I saw these things like those missiles coming down, I mean, this thing had me like shook. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" So let me share my screen real quick. Again, we apologize, family. It looks like there's some differences going on with YouTube now. They doing some serious censorship, and if they ain't censoring you, then they chopping the video up to try to get around and act like they're not censoring you. So
let me while you pulling that up, I believe we've been in World War III, man, already.
Yes.
If you look, I mean, martial law been in people say we're gonna go into martial law. Martial law been in effect. When you look into the court buildings and look at the flags what's surrounding the flag, right? We've been under martial law, right? World War III been going on, brothers and sisters. I mean, way back in 1940, it's never ended. It's never ended. It's been progressing for the longest. We just been in sleep. Now you start to
Yeah.
see it a little more physically, you know, and it's a certain rule of people who are fighting amongst themselves like the Most High said they would do, and we just don't see it. But now everybody's starting to see it. But let's see what this play here.
Okay. Let me see if I can play it. Can y'all hear it?
Damn. Nope.
Okay, I can't hear it. Okay, that's fine. Let me just get to the part then where they do the missiles.
Let's get to the part of the missiles. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to
Now
show
these
y'all this.
are supersonic missiles being shot inside of Ukraine.
Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move my mouse so y'all can see this. So at 5-second intervals. That way we can kind of get some context. All right, let's see. He's explaining. Hold on.
Can you send the
Oh,
one
wow.
that you sent me? It was just the missiles.
Yeah, matter of fact, he's got it right here. That's the same video. He just shortened it up.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, wow. They really doing some crazy stuff now. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me just hit play, and y'all not going to hear the sound, but you'll see it.
The boss, send me the link and let me see if I could work it too, if it won't work on your end.
These
Put the
are
link
missiles, brothers and sisters. Y'all see that faster than lightning. That's not how missiles usually come down.
No.
Yeah, QANATH, we need you to stand in front of that for us.
Shit.
Just look to the sky and smile. Know you seeing the light, you seeing the glory.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all from what now. Oh man. All right. A lot of these things that y'all see people flying, them chariots, them not no damn chariots. All right. I don't believe they no damn chariots. I believe they're vehicles of Satan, right? And a lot of vehicles of Satan being driven by man. All right. This country is doing things. They're not going to go into something they think they can't win. Right? I don't think they have no fear what you guys just saw. Radar can't track it. Okay. It can hit here in America in 7 seconds. Okay. And they pinpoint accurate to the T. They don't miss at all.
That's
By the
right.
time radar can't even pick them up. Okay. And Putin actually called the White House on a line to let them know they were shooting the missiles. America won't even answer the phone. But I'm going, bro. This is your presentation. Let you go in. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And again, shout out to Elder Yahuda. We agree with you, brother. We're not saying World War III is going to take place right now at this moment, right? But what we are saying is that these governments are bringing out sophisticated military technology that the world has never seen. And if this thing go left, and in other words, if the people who are leading this country and NATO countries in the West, if they don't play their hand correctly, we're going to see massive devastation. And I'm gonna prove it to you because we have books, scientific literature from government officials, so on and so forth, who actually describe the horrors of a geopolitical disaster where the use of nuclear weapons are actually deployed on countries and cities and so forth and so on. And that last video we just showed, that is a hypersonic. So let me just explain that for a second. Hypersonic or supersonic, there's some debate about it. So, let's it's either one of those. But the thing is that if it's a supersonic or hypersonic, they had to slow down the camera frame. Okay. They had to slow it all the way down so you could see it with the naked eye. These things that they just shot, they go up to Mach 11. So these things are faster than the blink of an eye. Okay. So again, there's a reason why they're showing all of this. And they're trying to really normalize, the public into really, just adjusting to this type of dysfunction. This geopolitical, the military's getting together and launching weapons against each other. So this is really, really potentially dangerous, right? So let me get, I want to bring up my digital whiteboard real quick, and I want to kind of go into some of the books and the resources that I wanted to show today, just to give you a greater sense of the dangers that are starting to happen. So let me do this. Let me share from here. I'm going to share from the digital whiteboard. So give me a second here. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll move forward here. All right. So let's see. Here we go. Yep. So we're going to look at this one resource. Let me know, Sharshem, if you can, or can you approve the share on the digital whiteboard? There we go. All right. So this is a book called Strategic Relocation. All right. Now, in this book, it talks about, this is from Joel Skousen. He was a former NSA director, a person that really was very, very deeply involved with the secrets of the government, geopolitics, and he has some very interesting things to show. Okay, so without further ado, let me see. I'm gonna go to page. Let's see. The first one is page 140. So I'm gonna go there real quick so you guys can get. And what he did is he basically went ahead and rated all of the states in terms of their safety level for a particular disastrous in the times of maybe nuclear war and the times like where we are now. He rated all of the states, okay, in terms of their safety ratings. So we're going to dig into this a little bit more, but I just want to draw your attention here. If you look at the East Coast, specifically from Maine all the way down to Florida, I mean, these are potentially not safe locations at all. And there's a reason why. There are military targets all around. Some of you may know this, some of you may not know it, but they're military targets all from Maine all the way down to Florida. They're all types of military targets. Matter of fact, they're nuclear reactors, government facilities, stuff that governments, militaries would like to target. So that's why he rated them that way. So let's keep looking. Let's keep going through this real quick. And I'm going to skim through it. I wanted to kind of show you a lot more, but, you know, we got some technical issues. We're going to probably go to some of the scriptures in just a moment once we get through this. But let's just look at this real quick. All right. So again, all states are being rated for their safety. All right. So I want to go to the next page, 158. So let's look at that real quick. All right, cool. All right. So here are the targets. So look at this real quick. So a lot of times, you know, when we have these conversations or when, you know, a lot of us are really too busy to even be thinking about all this stuff, right? But the government and people in government and also the enemies of America, they're very familiar with what they would like to potentially target, okay? So if you notice, they have potentially active volcanoes. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So like Yellowstone was looked at by the Russians and the Chinese as a potential place to target from nuclear warfare perspective so that they could cause a volcano. All right. But if you look all from Maine all the way down to Florida,
by the way. Yellowstone
that's
is
right.
a volcano.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, to cause a volcano eruption, I should say, yeah. So, okay, yeah. One of the sisters said that she saw that on Redacted, the video that I was showing. Yeah, it was serious. It was very, very serious. They showed that hypersonic weapon that didn't have nuclear warheads on it. So, okay. So from the East Coast, all the way from Maine, all the way down to Florida, potentially targets. The West Coast, pretty much Hollywood and San Francisco are targets like you wouldn't believe. And then they have military bases like in North Dakota, they have NORAD. In Montana, they have another provisional government up there. They have some secret bases in Nebraska. So these places will probably be targeted first, along with the East Coast and West Coast. So let's keep going. All right, so let's look at the U.S. Northwest region, okay? Now, you'll see highlights, right? These highlights are highlights of recommended areas. So you want to be out of the high population dense areas. So Seattle, Washington, obviously there's, a lot of people there. They have different cities like Portland, all the way down to like Eugene, Oregon. So all of these population dense areas, if the grid goes down, right? Or if, God forbid, there's a missile strike, right? These are places where it's going to be very, very, very severe, and there's going to be catastrophic losses too. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's look at the next one. All right, so here's the Southwest region. Okay, so if you notice, you got San Bernardino, you got LA, you got San Diego, you got San Francisco, Oakland, Sacramento, San Jose. These are high population dense areas. And then between them, you have a bunch of military targets, even some in Las Vegas. Okay, so again, this author is kind of showing you from the enemy's perspective what they would like to target, right? And again, what makes this all scary is that when you saw that video on Redacted, those missiles were flying and it was faster than a blink of an eye. I mean, that's just like crazy. All right, so let's look at what we would call pretty much like the Midwest area. Okay. And again, if this is your area, just draw your attention to it. Also, you can get this book on Amazon. Again, it's called Strategic Relocation, North American Guide to Safe Places by Joel Skousen. All right. So Minneapolis, you can see right there that it's a high population dense area. So there's a lot of people. You got Milwaukee, you got Chicago, you got Cleveland, you got Detroit. You got a lot of places. You got St. Louis, and look at St. Louis right there is a potential nuclear target, meaning nuclear reactors, or they might have some military bases that actually have nukes hidden in plain sight. A lot of people don't know that there's, they hide some of these nuclear silos. They hide them like in between like cities and stuff like that. Sometimes they have them out in the burbs and stuff like that, in the suburbs. But yeah, these are all targets that a lot of people that wish to do United States harm would be actually launching missiles on. All right, so let's look at this again. So here's the South, right? So the central South, if you will. So Texas, Louisiana. So you got like Dallas, you got Austin, you got Houston, San Antonio. In Louisiana, you got Baton Rouge, you got New Orleans, of course. In Mississippi, you got Biloxi. You got what is that? You got Memphis, right? You got Little Rock, Arkansas. So you see that you can see actually, and right above Austin, Texas, there's a military target. Right near Fort Worth, Texas, there's a military target. Little Rock, Arkansas, there's a military target. So just about in every state, there is literally multiple military targets, right? All right, so now we're going to go back to the East Coast. As you can see here, tons. The East Coast is probably going to be the first place that will be struck. I mean, literally. I mean, seriously. And there was a video I wanted to play where they was actually showing that if a bomb was dropped in New York City, it would be seen all the way up from Maine all the way down to Florida. Okay? So yeah, this is just, it's crazy. But you can see from, I want to say, Boston, Massachusetts, all the way down to Washington, D.C., this is pretty much one of the most populous areas in the United States. So this is going to be probably a ground zero site as the geopolitical situation continues to degrade and get worse over time. All right, cool. So now we're looking at the Southeast, and look at this. You got Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Greensboro, Raleigh. You got Wilmington. You got South Carolina. In particular, you got Charleston, Columbia, Greenville, Atlanta. There's so many military targets. And then if you go to Florida, right, you got Jacksonville, you got Orlando, you got Tampa, you got Tallahassee, you got Mobile. Alabama. Yep. Mobile, Alabama. You got targets all around the United States. And so really, what you really start to realize is that these leaders, these political leaders in particular, they really didn't construct society in a secure fashion. I mean, why would you put all of these targets all around the country? To me, that just seems like backwards. Like that doesn't even make sense. Like, why would you even do that? Right? It makes no sense. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think from a conversational perspective, seeing all of this, it doesn't give me at least a warm and fuzzy. But let me just stop real quick. Elder QANATH, is there something you want to jump in on and say before I continue forward?
Oh, also, because remember, we was talking about getting land here, and we went over this somewhat part of something like this. We was talking about, of course, the nuclear power plants, where they had the faults under the ground, because they had that earthquake. Remember, it was in Virginia, deep down in Virginia, and it traveled all the way up to New York. You have dams, like you said, volcanoes, and you have Tornado Alley. So, I mean, and let me say this. I heard you say something about something Yehuda may have said. I don't know. We're not saying that the Most High is about to end America with nukes. We're not saying that.
No.
Right. The Most High is going to do what He's going to do.
That's right.
But what we're doing is giving people warnings, right? Or something to think about. You know what I mean? Something to think about, because this is dangerous, and for our people to be sitting around lily-willy, not think about anything. F.O.P.E always try to give you a warning. We was warning people before that so-called virus hit to do certain things long time ago, before the virus hit, right? So there's something to think about. But go ahead, finish up. Neftali, Sham, y'all want to say something before we continue?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
I'm good. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm good.
Okay. All right. So let me show this next book real quick. Let's see. Okay. So this next book is on Kindle. It's called Nuclear War Scenario, and it's by Annie Jacobson. Now, she is like famous right now. If you look her up, she's out here. A lot of people are paying attention to the information she's been bringing out, because most of it has been well-researched, well-vetted type of information. Okay. We're going to skim through this because I want to get into the scripture part of this. So let's kind of set the tone for the conversation that she's having. Okay, so I'm going to go and let's deal with, let's see. Here we go right here. All right, so this is kind of getting into what her research was about. And she's not just talking about Washington, D.C. She's talking about what would happen in a potential nuclear war scenario. Okay, I'm gonna read this real quick, and again, we're going to skim through it just to kind of bring some awareness to the topic. So she says, because the Pentagon is a top target for a strike by Americans or America's nuclear armed enemies, in the scenario that follows, Washington, D.C. gets hit first with a megaton thermonuclear bomb. A bolt out of the blue attack against D.C. is what everyone in D.C. fears most, says former Assistant Secretary of Defense for Nuclear, Chemical, and Biological Defense Programs, Andrew Weber. So that's who said it, Andrew Weber. Bolt out of blue is how U.S. Nuclear Command and Control refers to an unwarned large nuclear attack. This strike on D.C. initiates the beginning of an Armageddon-like general nuclear war that will almost certainly follow. There is no such thing as a small nuclear war is oft repeated phrase in Washington. So this kind of sets the tone again for what she's discussing throughout her book. And again, I would highly recommend that you check this out just to get some awareness to a topic like this. Okay. So that's, again, knowledge is power, right? And we need to understand the threats that we live in today, because things are really, really changing, and it's getting, to be honest with you, out of control. So let me get to the next part right here. So you might have been seeing in the media, right? You might have been seeing this whole thing about undersea security and operational, or undersea cables. That's what I'm. So this map right here is what, it was declassified, and so Annie Jacobson was able to get access to this. And this is the undersea security and operational threat environment. What this shows you is how the Russian and Chinese naval ships have been pretty much what their trajectory has been, right? So if you notice, they've been everywhere the undersea cables have been. And in the news recently, they found out, or they're alleging, that the Chinese cut communications between Finland and Germany. So let's kind of go into why like this is significant, because I think a lot of people may not know. Well, if you cut the undersea cables, that impacts banking. So think about your banks, okay? So the way they built the infrastructure is, when you think about the internet, it's routers, right? It's firewalls, it's hubs, but then there are fiber optic cables. And so the way countries are able to communicate oftentimes is through these undersea cables that connect one country to another country. So they cut and they severed off Finland from Germany. And there's a lot of history about that. We won't go into that, but what that means is,
Can I land me back real quick? Please hold your
absolutely,
thought.
go for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because China also have weapons in space, right?
Mhm.
And that's because if they destroy America's satellites, that's going to cut communications. And one of the reasons why they want to stop Finland, because Finland is on 800 miles of the Russian coast. Okay, bro, it's just 800 miles on Russian coast. Now, Finland has the biggest bomb shelters in all of the world, because that's going to be one of the first places they were going to attack. And if you cut the satellites and cut that telephone wire, there's no communications for Finland, and they left Finland and Sweden will be
Yep.
left out of communication with NATO. But go ahead, continue.
And I just want to kind of lay me back off what you were saying, and kind of, just kind of do a quick discussion on that, right? So let's just think about this, right? Because again, these undersea cables are how we communicate. Some of these undersea cables are connected to the grid, so electricity. Okay. So you got your financial capabilities, you got your communication capabilities, you got your electrical capabilities, right? So if you cut that off, you got to ask yourself, well, what is the impact? So just think about this in today's context, right? All right, let's say this happens. And again, if you look at this map, right, everywhere there's an undersea cable, Russia and China been finding them and sort of surveilling them, because eventually at some point there's going to be a cyber attack that really kicks this thing off. And they already did it, like the elder said, in Sweden and also Finland. And they cut it from Sweden, Finland to Germany. So it's a large, there was a large cable in the Baltic Sea area. So anyhow, think about the impact. So what would happen to you and me, right? If we can't use our cell phone, if we can't check our bank, right? What is the cataclysmic impact to how you go about your day-to-day life, right? So if you can't purchase anything, if you can't talk to your loved ones, are you even geographically close enough to maintain communication? Like my mom, she's in New York. I'm in Maryland. So that means if the grid went down, I potentially wouldn't even be able to discuss things with my mom. Now, luckily for me, I have a satellite phone, but even that could be attacked, because China has weapons where they're taking down our satellites. So again, we're not trying to fearmonger here. This is just educational, because these are things that we don't often think about. And this is what Annie Jacobson was presenting to just to the wider public about what's happening. And in particular, this was a conversation that the Department of Defense gave Congress in 2021. So yeah, this is not good. This is not good at all. So let's continue real quick. Not too much more left on this. Let me go to hold on one second. Let me go. I want to pick up some of my my bookmarks. So we're gonna look at a few things. So again, she has some really amazing things that, you know, again, we should probably look at. I would absolutely 100% recommend her book for those that may not know too much about the author. She really breaks a lot of stuff down in great detail. So this one right here, this is again, if you guys watch the movie Oppenheimer, or if if you're well versed in what they call nuclear physicist research and scientific analysis, before they actually dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, they wanted to understand the impact, right? So there's been some nuclear scientists and nuclear chemists who have actually done a scenario where how would the United States look after a bomb was dropped? And this is the picture right here that a number of scientists have actually produced. Okay. As you can see, it's a ton of damage. There's a lot of debris everywhere. The sky is gray. You can barely see the sun. And that's actually how a nuclear detonation would look. It would look exactly like what they depicted here. So that's just something, again, to keep in mind as we go, through this discussion here. All right, let me get. I think I'm gonna hit like one or two more points, and then we can move on to some of the scriptures here. So let's look at this real quick.
Take your time, bro. Take your time.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. Hold on, not that one. I want. 1 second here. Bomb targets. Okay, here we are. Nope, that's not the one. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to find this one. I think it's this one right here. Here we go. Let me see. Okay, well, let me get to this point right here. It looks like I don't think it came up, but that's okay. Let me see if I can bring it up this way. There's supposed to be here it is. Okay. All right. So let's kind of give context here on this is going to bring some light on the impacts of nuclear war, right? Because a lot of us in the community, we probably don't really think about this often. Like, this is not the subject that, it's not everyone's favorite subject. This is not the thing that you love to talk about, right? But she breaks something down that I thought was pretty profound. And she says, after nuclear winter, the food chain breaks down. Nothing new grows in the cold and the dark. In this scenario, in all but a small region of the southern hemisphere. Now, I kind of disagree with her on here, but this is where they're saying that the most secure area in the world is. To me, I think it's Africa, but that's maybe a bias that I have, right? So she says, in all but a small region of the southern hemisphere, including Australia, New Zealand, Argentina, and parts of Paraguay, widespread famine grips the earth. The conclusion drawn in 2022 by 10 scientists working on 4 continents in a paper for Nature Food is succinct. More than 5 billion people could die from a nuclear war between the United States and Russia. So I'm going to leave it right there real quick. I'm going to leave that there for you to think about. More than 5 billion people. Some estimates say that there's 7 to 9 billion people. So, I mean, you're talking about 2/3. It's interesting that the biblical narrative talks about 2/3 of the earth, and in particular, Israel being destroyed, or the Israelites, our people, being destroyed. So let me, I think for the book perspective, I think that's good enough. We can segue to the scriptures. Here we are. Yeah, we can segue to the scriptures here. So, Elder, did you want to say anything real quick before we go into the scripture portion of this?
Sure. You were saying she said that about the safest place on purpose. The safest place is Africa. If you look at the weather pattern, brothers and sisters, in Africa, Remember, Africa is supposed to be the hottest place. Okay. And what does heat does? Heat pushes things away, right? It pushes it away. When that so-called virus hit, and you look at where China was and where it's supposed it came, if you will notice how it came towards Africa, we got pushed up where? Toward the European area and swept around Africa. If you look at where the dust storms coming, where the hurricanes form, they form on the coast of Africa and being pushed here to America, right? And then once that's cleaned up, then Africa will get the fresh air. Look, the heat, when heat rises, right? Heat rises. So Africa is really like a protected, is like a dome. I mean, it's being protected like by a dome because of the heat. The heat rises up. So it protects it. That's why a lot of times in certain parts don't get rain, but it's still everything is still living, you know. So the heat rises and it protects. So if a war, anything break out, or chemical wars and things like that, you'll notice how it gets pushed around Africa because of how the heat pattern and the weather pattern is formed on the earth. But go ahead.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree 100% what you said. Yeah. A lot of people are trying to hide Africa. And I'll tell you, you know, I've been to Africa multiple times. And in particular, one of the I guess you could say it's like the major hub before you get into Africa is Ethiopia. And when you go to the Ethiopian airport, you see predominantly European folks and even some white Americans, some Caucasians, you know what I'm saying? And it's just so odd that, you know, they tell us, you know, that we shouldn't go to Africa because, you know, it's poor, it potentially is violent. To the women, they say it's sexist, and, you know, they try to instill that liberal mindset in you. But I've been there multiple times, and I'm telling you, it's nothing better than being home. So anyhow, can you see my screen real quick? I got Revelation 18:4 up. Can you guys see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beautiful. I want to read this because, you know, in One West, you know, they taught that, you know, you know, that Revelation 18:4 was spiritual or it was metaphorical. I think that's garbage. And I'm gonna show you why in just a moment. I'm gonna read this real quick, and then, you know, we can engage on this, we can dialogue on this, but you guys let me know what you're seeing here. So let me start with Revelations 18:4. And it says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, 'Come out of her, my people.'" Right now, they say that that's figurative. And I'm like, what? That's figurative. That's spiritual. No, that's literal. "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities." So I stopped right there because I wanted to get a precept, right? So we're going to go to Jeremiah real quick, 51, verse 6. So this is how we know that it is actually a literal sense, okay, and not some metaphorical like some of these brothers be bringing out, and they be really strong and wrong. Check this out. Jeremiah 51:6. "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul." So I want to stop right there. That right there, you can't let that go over your head. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul." So if you want to be delivered, you got to flee. That's basically what Jeremiah 51 is really articulating. Be not cut off in her iniquity. See? So it's not about our sin, it's about her sin, Babylon. "For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." Okay, cool. So let's just pause for a second, right? So let's see if Jeremiah is talking about the same Babylon in Revelation 18:4. We're going to prove that it is. Let's jump down to, let's see, I want verse 6. Actually, I just read 6. So I'm going to read verse 8. "Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed." Verse 9. And this is the point right here. "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her." See that? That forsake is literal. It's not metaphorical or spiritual, all that like ridiculous misinterpretation for no reason. This is literally telling you to forsake her and let us go, every one, into his own country. So go back to where your folk is from. That's what that's basically saying. Now, but here's the point I want to key in on. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted even to the skies.
That's right, DeBar.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you, dear sister. So hold on real quick, because I don't want people to lose the point. Is Jeremiah talking about the same Babylon in Revelation 18:4? Let's see it one more time, right? Repetition, excuse me, is the mother of all learning, right? So this is again Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." Now, again, this is often in One West misinterpreted. So that a lot of these Israelite camp brothers, they be misinterpreting this, and it's bad. Like, we got to really like shame them for doing that. It says that ye be not partaker of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Now, here's the point. Jeremiah says her sins reached up into heaven. Revelation 18 is saying the same thing. For her sins have reached unto heaven. So that's a match. Okay, that's a match on Jeremiah and Revelation saying the same exact thing, right? Verse 9 puts it this way. Forsake her and let everyone go into his own country, for her judgment reach unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Okay, cool. So we got that out of the way. This is a perfect match, and it's telling us that we should flee. All right, cool. Let's keep going. So let's go down to, okay, so let me go to Luke. I want to go to Luke chapter 17, because again, this is the last days, and we want to really understand what time we living in, but we also want to get clarity on the scriptures. And Elder QANATH, Sharshem, Queen Naphtali, y'all can jump in at any time. I don't want to monopolize. So if you got something that you feel inspired to say, by all means, jump in. Okay. Don't want to monopolize on the conversation. So, all right. So Christ, Ha Mashayach Yahawashi, the Messiah, he gives us an indication on, and again, the question that, or the topic that we're exploring is, this flee Babylon understanding, because a lot of times in One West, like, they were wrong about the 12 tribes chart. They were wrong about Negro only. They thought that it could be 3 different races and they all were brothers. Like, this is just like foolish conversation, right? So they have a track record of being wrong. And that's why we need to question everything, right? And then we need to prove all things, like the scriptures say. So going specifically to this scripture right here, Christ lets us know how the last days would be. Okay. And it's interesting that he uses 2 characters, Noah and Lot. And it's interesting, those 2 characters, their deliverance was very unique, right? So Noah, he ends up building an ark to go. Lot, he had to physically leave, right? So a lot of us, there's this mindset like, hey, the chariots are going to come get us, and we don't have to do anything but just wait. And I think that's potentially dangerous. I think we got to be, the Bible says the kingdom of God does not come through observation. You can't be a spectator in this truth. You have to be actively engaged. Okay. So I'm gonna read this scripture real quick, and then we can discuss, and we can, engage on these topics here. So Luke chapter 17, verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Now that's just interesting right there. The flood came and it destroyed them all. There's a mindset that, hey, in the last days, it's going to miss me, and it's like, well, hold on. Noah had to do something. He didn't just spectate, right? And Lot had to do the same. So let's read verse 28. Likewise also, it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. So this is just very interesting that it's talking about destruction and it's saying all of them are destroyed. If you don't leave this place, there will be destruction. And you have to be actively engaged in your deliverance, right? Like if we go to another scripture, right? And I guess I'll do that real quick. I'll go to this just so you guys can get greater context on why I'm saying this, right? So it's already popping up. So look what this says, right? So it says, ho, ho, come forth, flee from the land of the north. Ain't we in North America? Now, who said this? Saith Yahweh, capital, right? For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of heaven, saith Yahweh. Now, here's the interesting point that ties into the scripture. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. Okay. Well, we know Revelation 18:4 is talking about Babylon. We know Jeremiah 51:6 is talking about Babylon. And now Zechariah is talking about the same subject. Now, here's the question. Who is the daughter of Babylon? So we gotta bring out the precept, y'all, so that we can make everything clear. And then I'm about to get back to a precept going back to Luke real quick, because we're going to go back there too. So look at this real quick. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, raise it. That means destroy it, even to the foundation thereof. Now, verse 7 is saying Edom, right? So that's the noun that's being used in that passage. But now verse 8 using another noun to speak on the same subject. Look what it says in verse 8. So Edom in verse 7, verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, okay, who art to be destroyed. So that's Edom. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Verse 9, I'm going to leave that alone, but I'll read it. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. There's a reason why that's there. That happened to us, and that happened to the natives. They took babies and dashed them against the stones and trees and stuff like that. Anyhow, the Bible is very big on vengeance, retribution, and you having to pay for your mistakes. In this case, it's Esau. But anyhow, not to veer off on the topic, deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon is Edom. And now in verse 6 is saying the land of the north. Well, that's where we most of us are at. Now, it's also going into Western society, but I don't want to go too far off topic there. So let's get back to Luke 17, verse 26. So in this passage, again, it's talking about Noah and Lot and the judgment that happened in both of those in those areas was that there was a great destruction. One was through flood and it destroyed them all. Sodom and Gomorrah was fire, brimstone from heaven, and it destroyed them all. Okay, cool. Let's see what Matthew, because I want to kind of tie this in. Let's see what Matthews has to say about this as well. Let me get this real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Let's see. I want the actual... I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It uses E. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Matthew's 24. Okay. So let's look at this real quick. We're going to walk through this. It won't be long. And then I'm going to share one more scripture about Lot, because I want to really look at Lot. I think there's some things that we didn't really notice when we first was kind of hearing this story. Okay. So, but as, let me start at, I'll start at 30. I'll start at 36. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the days that Noah entered the ark. Okay, cool. So we got that. All right. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the Son of Man be. So there's this interesting thing that happens, and I think it's called normalcy bias. people know what's going on, but they consciously tune out. And then when the judgment happens, that's when they know. And that's what I think this story is kind of going into. But let me just pause real quick. Elder QANATH, anything you want to bring out before I get to Genesis real quick?
Oh no, you're right on point. I just want to kind of land me back on that something Naphtali said, and we all talked about this, how words are used in the Bible, and wasn't some words didn't exist when they translated the Bible. When you said raise it, and you said that means destroy. So is that a contradiction, or is that an error, or was that a word that he was using at that time?
That's right. That's absolutely right. That's
Go ahead.
absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think that's going to be a great conversation, not to segue too much, but that's going to be a great conversation because to the sister's point, like we say trash or garbage, but in the UK and Australia and even in Singapore, they say rubbish, but it means the same thing. So there are some uniquenesses even across the same English language. So anyhow, we can jump into that a little bit later. But let's look at Genesis 19 and 15. And I want to just kind of take our attention here for a second because we often don't really, Christ is kind of saying, hey, pay attention to Noah, pay attention to Lot. And we don't really give that a lot of ear. we very rarely look at this on a deeper level. So check this out. This is Genesis 19 and 15. And when the morning arose, actually, you know what? I think I want to start let me start at verse 1 just to give some context because sometimes people say, oh, you got to read the whole thing, So we'll go ahead and I'll probably jump through this quick. I won't be long. All right. And there came two angels to Sodom at even. So they came at night, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray ye, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. Verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly. So he's pretty much encouraging them. No, don't be in the streets, because Sodom is pretty much a sexual perverse society. So he didn't want them to be introduced to some wickedness on that level, kind of like what we live in it now with the LGBT. I won't even go any further, but you guys know the alphabet group, the sexual perversion. And I will say there's an interesting relationship when you really read the Bible, y'all. Oftentimes when a nation is getting ready to be destroyed, they enter into sexual immorality, sexual perversion, and sexual decadence. In particular, I'm kind of echoing back to Rome, and I'm tying this in with this scripture. So stay with me for a second. Rome under Nero and Caligula, they had something called fornication under consent of kings. So before you could marry your wife, the king had to lay with her first. That was the perversion of that day. Today, we have something where you can decide, you know what, I'm not feeling like a man today, I want to be a woman, or vice versa. All right. So there's some books that kind of talk about when nations go through judgment, they oftentimes become very sexually perverse. And there's a ton of books that kind of bring that out, and there's a ton of history on it as well. So anyhow, Lot is trying to hide them from the sexual perversion. Okay. And you're going to see it in the story as it plays out. All right. So it says, but we will abide in the street all night. Verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered in his house. And he made them a feast. This is interesting. And he made them a feast and did break unleavened bread. I'm going to say that again. And did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. I'm wondering, I'm not saying this is the case, but I'm wondering if these angels came during Passover, right? Because the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay. So that's just something you might want to, put a little underline on, right? They ate unleavened bread. That's some deep symbology right there. Unleavened bread is obviously a similitude for not being sinful, but it's also a physical feast. And when you look at the Exodus narrative in the Bible, it usually happens around Passover. This is an interesting thing about that. But anyhow, we'll keep going. Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round about, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them. See, that's the perversion right there. That's the sexual perversion. Okay. And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him. And he said, I pray ye, brethren, do not so wickedly. See, they was in wickedness. Okay. Behold now check this out. This is how deep the perversion sexually was for the people during this time. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man. So he's talking about he's going to give 2 of his daughters who are virgins. And look at their reply. Look at their response. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break to the door. Let me just jump down. All right. Now the angels, right, verse 11, and they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they were wearied themselves to find the door. So these angels have some supernatural power. We're going to keep going because you guys are familiar with the story. So let's get to the point. Let's get to the point here in verse 15. And when the morning rose, the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Now, don't let that miss you. Take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, they're with you, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Now, this is a very interesting point. You could be destroyed if you don't bounce. If you don't leave, see what One West was teaching, they was teaching that you could just stay right here and be good. But the Bible is showing us through the story of Lot that you got to go unless you, and if you don't leave, then you're going to be consumed in the iniquity of the city. So anyhow, just kind of finishing the narrative off, Lot leaves and he's delivered. So I'm a just stop right there. And Elder, I want to get your take on this. What do you take from this? Because again, I think the thing that people are accustomed to believing is that they can just kind of chill and it'd be all right. How do you really interpret this story?
Okay, let me start out with the first part when you said know them. This goes back to what Neftali was saying about that guy, about contradictions and stuff. Now, when you say may know them, now I can say, yeah, man, I know Sham, I know the bar. you know. So, is that a contradiction? You know,
exactly.
or it's the way they use words back then. You know, I know when I was younger, man, I would read the Bible, I was like, what thou? What the hell is thou? And all that, you know, you reading this stuff, you know, and it's how the Most High give it to you to give you the understanding, you know, and then you can go using the Hebrew to get, I guess, a better understanding of it, you know, but also he could give you the knowledge to know how to interpret these words on how they're supposed to be used. Far as to flee, I would say this. I'm gonna go to the scripture part, but I'm gonna use common sense. A lot of these Negroes are saying don't flee, but a lot of them flee in their own damn city because of violence. right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of police brutality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of job opportunities, right? I've heard a lot of Israelites left New York, man. I'm tired of that weather up there. It's too cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they want you to stay someplace where nuclear reactors are, right?
Mm.
You understand? With plagues of hitting certain cities, like down in Atlanta, right? AIDS, Atlanta, right?
Yep.
With disease and stuff is rampant, right? Certain plagues already hitting certain parts of America. So use your common sense, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
all these guys are saying that. Ask them the last time they know anybody in their family been picked up by any chariot, so on and so forth. Uh, to me, the scriptures are plain when you look at it, because there's a scripture in the Bible where it says you won't go by flight and blah blah blah. I know this, understand the
Mm.
context and
Mm-hmm.
the time this was talking about. So for me and mine, if I can get out, I'm gonna get out. Does that mean I'm gonna be safe if I go a certain place in Africa? No, but I'll be
Mm-hmm.
damned if I'm gonna have dinner over a volcano. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so just use your common sense. To me, what you brought out was common sense. You know, it says Solomon, he said, "Don't look back." She looked
Yep.
back.
Yep.
You know, certain things said, "Don't look back." Well, he didn't mean it like that. Well, look what happened, right?
That's
Uh,
right.
why did Noah build the ark? You know, so
Yeah.
all these things, what he would tell us to go. He actually told us to remember in I forgot what scripture was. He would tell the prophets of the Most High, go search out certain lands. So they would go spy and search out certain lands to go where they can flee,
Mm-hmm.
right? Going to other lands. So I have no problem with somebody wanting to go to Canada, go to
Yep.
Mexico, go
Yep.
to Brazil, go to Africa, go to the North Pole, wherever, to tell somebody to sit and stay put, you know, to me, it's asinine. You know, I'm not saying missiles
Yes.
going to come here because I don't know, because no man knows the hour, the daytime, nothing. You know,
That's right.
but he also give us signs and wonders, and this is a good sign. What's happening? You can see the wars and stuff uh, are progressing. You know, you can see these things. So to tell our people to stay put, but they go move and take your tithe money and go, they live in someplace else in South America, right? So yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Hey, I'm right there with you, and I like how you put that too. You know, common sense, right? And you know, I think that's the problem, because you know, brothers will say, "Oh yeah, we got to endure to the end," and what they mean by that is we're not going to do anything. So it's like, okay, brothers, so are you trying to tell us that, let's say something bad happened, you're going to stay right in the midst of destruction, and then you're going to believe that you're going to get beamed up like Scotty, like it's Star Trek, and you're just going to be fine? And the question is, it's like, brother, but there were only a few men in the scriptures that had that opportunity. Enoch being one of them, Elijah being another. You know what I'm saying? Being caught up in a whirlwind. The very few had that. So I wouldn't bank on that. You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to some of the elders, and some of them say, "Oh yeah, that flee didn't really mean flee." Well, why it say flee?
No, they was talking about ticks on a dog,
There
fleas
you
and ticks
go.
on a dog. That's what they was talking about. Not only
Yeah.
that, but not only that, the Bible talks about, man, when you we're men, we're grown now. You know, we were children, we
Mm-hmm.
think like children. A grown up would take their children, their spouse, where to safety,
Thank you.
right? So it's to go and get someone. What's the harm in moving away to, if you want to move to another state, right, for economical reasons, right, and it could be for healthcare reasons.
That's right.
Right.
That's
It's a
right.
lot of things you need to think about. You know, some people allergic to pollen, allergic to certain trees, you know, allergic to snakes. I don't want to move to Florida and have children and move by a swamp with gators.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like I said, common sense, man. And when you read the scriptures, like it said, flee means flee. It don't mean fleas and ticks.
Exactly. then it then it say deliver your own soul.
I
So,
mean, I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, they say, well, why are you? Okay, here we go. Well, QANATH and the bar. All you guys, why y'all still here? Why y'all
Well,
still here? Go ahead, DeBar, and I'll say my point. Go ahead.
hey, I was just gonna say, how you know we here? we might not be here. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just tell y'all like this. In a few months, it's gonna be a big announcement. I'm just gonna throw it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I've been kind of like, like chilling low key, just chill, and just trying to keep a low profile because some of the things it's doing is just really remarkable. And I'm gonna have a big announcement. Y'all see it. We'll probably do like a little small clip, but I could tell you this, that because I've taken that position on the scriptures, it's really helped me grow financially. It's really helped me grow even professionally, right? I now have solutions that I did not have like 2-3 years ago. And I've grown, and not only me, but my family has grown. My children, I mean, they're in virtual school. You know what I'm saying? I'm remote work, you know, and I'm not geographically bound to one location, which is really a blessing. And one of the things I want to do to the community is help brothers and sisters get to that level of freedom, because again, it's all about edifying our people and helping, right? We're here to serve one another. We're not here to lead over men and stuff like that. So anyhow, it's all about helping. But go ahead, Elder.
Yeah, and I will say this before I let Neftali and Shawsham get in. I love where I stay. I ain't gonna front. The bar. No,
Mm-hmm.
in the DMV, man, you got the best restaurants,
Ooh.
and I mean, there's no comparison. I mean, this area, if you know how to manage your money and everything, it's like that. However, I don't want to stay here. And I'm doing my best and due diligence to get the hell up out of here. Like he gonna say, it's a big announcement coming up. Save your money, do what you need to do. Point blank, period. Gather yourself together. But I land my plane. Neftali, Sham, Neftali.
Yeah, I'll jump in on this. Jabbar, you did a great job breaking that down. Very thorough, very the scriptures on point. And I'm with you guys. My husband and I, we went to Gambia, we went to Africa. We took a nice little trip because we ourselves are trying to, leave this country, or at least have a backup plan. If you were to become, I don't get it. Like if you were to become a rich person, you will have a home in a different, you'll have several different homes. So it's always smart to have somewhere else to live, somewhere else to go, and don't just be, stagnant here, especially when we know that there is a, potential for a war to happen. But yeah, I agree with you guys. I'm all about moving to Africa. I see that they're trying to bring Africa in. They're the infrastructure is coming up. We see that Russia is linking up with what is it, BRICS? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yep. BRICS. Yeah,
Yeah.
they put South Africa in there. I'm like, why are you guys trying to get, bring Africa in here? Leave Africa alone. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that doesn't mean anything. But still, I'm with you guys, and like I said, great information. Really great. I can't wait to watch the whole thing from the beginning. I didn't know you guys were live, but I'm glad I got to
What
catch
you
this.
hey, what you think about certain words that he used, like know you, and what was the other one? Raise it means destroy.
Exactly. You can go into Strongs and see what they mean, but the thing is, that shouldn't, devalue the credibility of the Bible, because it's utilized in different, like, the kids are, I mean, not the kids, I don't want to sound old, but the word trash now means, that's a hip word, it's popular. It's many different words become popular with different meanings, utilized in different ways. That doesn't necessarily mean that we need to, put the Bible's authenticity down. But yeah, I'm with you. You brought some scriptures out that I haven't, even dealt with. We get into Babylon. I'm actually doing a video on Babylon and how Babylon goes and links back to, Egypt. You know, the Babylonians actually are the ones that sat on the throne of Egypt. They're the ones that actually are the ones that did the Exodus. It was the Babylonians. It was the Hyksos. And the Hyksos are the ones that actually are the ones that, it wasn't the Egyptian pharaohs. It was actually the Babylonian who ruled on their throne. The Babylonians actually ruled all over the Mesopotamian region. Nobody, you know, people don't really look into that. And then when you go down, if you really dig into it, it always goes back to the Amorite Canaanites. So it all links all together. So if everybody takes some time, do some research and look at it, you know, the Amorites were said to have enslaved the Israelites for 400 years. So we see that happen. I believe it was 440 years in Egypt and 400 years here. So yes, so like I said, you know, I definitely agree. We all need to at least take a look, travel to Africa, take a look and see what it's all about. I believe Kenya, Tanzania, Gambia, Ghana. I believe Ghana just gave, you know, some actual, what is it? You know, gave them citizenship to a lot of them. African Americans gave them citizenship. So that's something that we all need to look into. So, but that's how I feel about I feel about the war. I haven't really been looking into it, but I'm gonna take some more, take some more time and actually see what's going on.
I got one more questions for both of you guys. I'll start with the bar first, because I
Okay.
think Natalia, I think we kind of have a discussion on this. Now, brothers, sisters, don't think I'm crazy, right? Because everybody thought it was propaganda about Joe Biden falling down and all this type of stuff. I'm seeing videos, man, and some of the things that I've been studying on for a long time, I just haven't talked about as much. And I see her telling her husband been going into this somewhat, or maybe more than I think. Let's see when I ask this question. So let's start with you, DeBar. Do you believe people shape shifting out here, man?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at
I do.
if you look at demonic possession, right? Um that is in a very small sense shape shifting. And I'm not trying to get too deep on that, but it absolutely is happening. Remember, if you understand the jab, I'm gonna put it like that because I don't know what the censorship is doing over here and on the YouTube universe. But the jab was a form of transhuman transformation where they change your genome, right? So, yeah, like that's not out of the possibility at all. And Elder, let me just say this I just want to say shout out to Queen Naftali because she was hitting on some very heavy things about the Amorites and all of that and the Babylonians. And it's stuff that I appreciate because I have some deep intellectual like treasures out here in my library. It's just that sometimes I don't bring it out because people are not familiar with it. But I just want to say shout
Oh,
out
that's a
to
link. Y'all need to link up then on that.
yeah, absolutely. I want to say shout out to her and her wonderful husband. And I can't wait to hear what she's going to be bringing out. But yeah, on the Africa tip, real quick, just want to throw this out here for people. Let's just say at F.O.P.E, we cracked the code. We know how to be debt free. We know how to be obtain citizenship and almost get a form of independent sovereignty. So we're going to talk about a lot of that. But Africa does afford us the opportunity. And I'll say this one piece: if you know how to sell an asset, right? So you leverage the debt that you have, and as long as you got some equity on it, you can be debt free in Africa and literally be way more financially free than you are here in Babylon. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But sorry to go on a tangent. I just had to throw that out there.
You want to go into that, what y'all think about shifting?
Shape shifting. Oh yes, that's actually my forte. If you guys want to take the conversation there, we can go. Is people are people ready? I can go there. But yeah, of course, with the shape shifting, yes, of course. When that's all the scriptures talk about is how the angels came down and they mixed with the daughters of man and they created an offspring. And a lot of people get up here and they may say, well, that sounds, like you watch too many movies. Well, if you really want to go science, see me, I'm a history buff and I love science. I don't like to just, say things because it feels good. I like to say things because it can actually be proven with not just only historical, archaeological, as well as scientific facts. And so people are so quick to believe that it rained on rocks and then it formated a primordial ooze and that became life form. And then all of a sudden apes came and then they created humans. If people are willing to believe that, then that's a form of shape-shifting if you really want to go there. But and if you talk about that, then you can get into the Neanderthals or the Denisovan, who are considered to be subhuman species. Now, they are the ones that are said to have, a lot of Caucasians have Neanderthal and Denisovan DNA within them. So yeah, the shape shifting is true. It's actually real, and a lot of these Caucasians and Asians, as well as your what I got it. This kind of stuff here. I need to have my notes. What are they? They're in the Caribbeans. The those I can't even think of them. They are in the They have the Denisovan DNA. The Australian Aboriginals.
I told you when I work for my job.
The Aboriginals, they have it. They have it very strong. The Aboriginals have it. So, and a lot of people think that, a lot of, the Australian Aboriginals, you believe that they're actually from Australia, but they're actually from the region over there, and where we would say is Asia and Russia and all of those, Turkey. That's where the Australian Aboriginals are actually from. They have the DNA to go there, as well as the, what would you call the, well, it's no point for me to even go into that type of a conversation. But the thing is, we do see DNA going into these Australian Aboriginals, which is formating a new group of people who we would consider to be these Caucasians, because they have the Denisovan as well as the Neanderthal, which is not a human being. And so, yeah, I can definitely believe the shape shifting, and we can actually see it here, and we see it in people that are actually living currently with us today. So yes, it's not anything to get all of, look at as if it's crazy. It's just, the thing is that they teach this in science every day. It's called evolution. It's shape shifting there. And then when you actually go back to Hammurabi, I don't know if everybody's familiar with this king who was ruling. He actually praises a god, the gods, and they are actually the ones who said that they came down and mixed human beings with apes. And you can listen to Billy Carson. He's the one that actually teaches on that all the time. So yeah, I definitely agree with the mixing, and we see it in the Caucasian group of people. So yeah.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, Billy Carson definitely brings it out. I actually got one of his books, and he talks about how Thoth, Thoth was able.
No, bro, sister.
Go ahead, Elder. I think you was about to say something.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So back to the Billy Carson real quick. So Billy Carson has a book, and he talks about how Thoth, which was a pharaoh and a leader in Egypt, was able to transfer his consciousness into multiple different beings. So now let's just, again, because when people hear this, they oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists. No, we're not. This is actually a lot of research on this that the public is not really aware of. And if you don't have like that intellectual appetite, these are conversations that may fly over your head, or you just may not really have an interest for. But nonetheless, human history has a very well documented narrative on these things taking place. So like one of the pharaohs, they were able to transfer their consciousness. Now, why am I saying that? Because right now, Russian researchers and some European scientists, they're able to transfer human consciousness to an AI sentient robot. And right now, Elon Musk, he's got the Neuralink, but he's also has these robots. And so they're in the final stage of what you would say is shape shifting, the ability to literally transfer consciousness across different beings. Neuralink in particular, you can put in lines of code and you can make monkeys dance, you can make them do all kinds of stuff. So that's a small level of transferring consciousness into different beings and entities, right? But also just think of Christ. If you think this is too far out there, Christ, when he cast the demons out of Legion, the demons asks, "Can you let us go into the swine," which is an unclean animal, right? So 1,000 demons, they literally so the demons are celestial spirits, right? Who can inhabit a host, we would say human beings. And if you really want to go deep, and you guys probably know about this, but I'm gonna name two people. So Lil Wayne, right? I hate to be talking about him because I'm not really a fan of him, but anyhow, he talks about anytime he raps, he tries to conjure a spirit to give him lyrics on an album that will go platinum, right? And then there are other horrible leaders in the world, like Karl Marx and Mao Zedong. And these are communists. And these communists, but in particular, I'm referring to Karl Marx. He said that he would conjure spirits to help him come up with what they call cultural Marxism, or Marxism, which was the prevalent ideology of communism. And that's how right now we're going through cultural Marxism in the United States. So anyhow, again, shape shifting and transferring consciousness and transferring spiritual energy into different physical beings. There's a huge documented history on that, and people like Billy Carson and many others, they talk about that. So I'll land my plane there. I'll give it back to you, Elder.
No doubt, no doubt. Before I let Shan speak, man, I tell you, CUC, ADUIC, F.O.P. are smart. But Shawshan been called out by none other than Black Jesus on this what is it, Sham? What was that? What are you talking about?
Oh, you
A man
talking
can
about
have more than one wife.
the polygamy debate?
Yeah. He called Shawsham out on it, and I told him I would talk to him about it. It has to be something that's it has to be right, because last debate I didn't like the way it went down, and
We can do it, but we got to do it before I go back to work because I ain't gonna have no time when I'm back to work. I'm off until December 9th. So
right,
we can do it, but it got to be before I go back to work.
right. We're gonna talk about it then, and go there, and I guess it's this. We're not going to try to get nobody to debate the champ, because I see everybody ran. Everybody want to call themselves. Everybody want to call themselves the champ and go debate everybody but Neftali. Some people are afraid of smart people. Shoot, I was hoping the bar get in the ring. The bar ain't got time for it either. Swarthy, he don't have time for it. I tried a long time ago to debate what's his name? ISUPK. So it is what it is. So hopefully we continue to bring out knowledge for you guys. Like the young brother said, ain't nobody like us, Shane. So you can end it on that. Most High bless.
Okay. Well, thank everybody for tuning in. Shalom to everybody. Most High bless. Great presentation, Debar, Queen Naphtali. Thank you for the beautiful information as always. Everybody who joined the show tonight, we appreciate y'all over here in the Folk family. Anybody got anything else they want to say before we close it out?
Well, yes, I just want to thank you all so much for allowing me to come on, inviting me on. Debar, you did a great job. Definitely enjoyed it. I love the message. I hope people actually, sit down and actually think about what you're saying and the information that is being delivered, and not to be intimidated or to be offended. Because the thing is that it's okay, like Elder Quanah has said. You're going to different. You leave. Like here, like I'm in St. Louis, and trust me, I every single day of my mind, I'm always thinking about, hey, where can I go to get out of here? But yes, guys, please take the time out. Look into Africa. It's a really great place. Just take the time out. Actually go visit. You know, you can get you probably a beachfront property for a very decent price and live a very decent life. But like I said, great job, great presentation. And guys, check out my video, check out my channel, Naphtali New School of Thought. And shalom, Most High bless.
Hey, I'll
No
say
doubt.
something real
Some of
quick.
the videos we'll be putting over here. Yeah, no doubt. Go ahead.
Hey, I just want to say thank you, Elder QANATH, Sharshem, Queen Naphtali. I appreciate it. You know, just trying to keep up with y'all. Queen Naphtali be dropping gems all day, so I figure, you know, I may not be able to drop as many, but I'll do like one, you know, or a few, just to stay consistent and stay sharp. You know, iron sharpens iron. So that's really what it is at the end of the day. And regarding Africa, like the sister said, man, you'll be shocked. I mean, you can actually have a better life in Africa than you had here, and less restrictions. You know, you're not black no more. You're actually a human being over there. So I won't campaign too much on it, but when the big announcement comes and you see some of this reality happening, I'm sure you'll have a different opinion on it. But it's all love, everybody. Nothing but love and respect. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.
In my closing words, I'm gonna say this right here. Brothers and sisters, try to stay close to your family. You know, don't hold grudges. You know, you can agree to disagree. Here at CUC, F.O.P.E, ADCYC, all of us, we don't agree on everything, you know, but we got to be loyal to one another. And you know what? If we don't agree on everything, we just don't agree on everything. You know, me and Debar, Sharshem, Naphtali, KJ, we may not agree on everything, you know, but it is what it is. But we're going to still have love for one another, you know, and be loyal to one another, be loyal to the Most High first through his son, Christ. You know, I don't know, maybe that guy Naphtali that you was talking about, that they having a hard time, you having a hard time putting that video up. Maybe he got a book coming out, because a lot of times, man, people they trying to sell shit. You know, when they want to go against the Bible, they trying to sell shit. You know, at the end of the day, they want to show their word is more powerful than the word of God.
He probably does, because I've been seeing him, you know, he's been around, you know, he's been, you know, on TikToks, Instagram, all around, you know, so he's definitely trying to put himself out there. And like I said, I debunked everything he said thoroughly, with evidence, with scripture, with everything, mathematically, all set up. And like I said, the video is like, I don't even know. It didn't even premiere right. People didn't even know it was premiering.
We'll play it over here.
Well, I do truly appreciate it, but no, I'm still going to continue. I'm still going to, you know, move forward. But like, you know, if you're not preaching the message that they want to hear you preach, then you will be, you know, your information will be censored. So, but the thing is, the 300 people that did watch it, that was 300 people that actually got a chance to hear it. So I did my job with them.
Hallelujah. Shalom, family.
We not CUC, no, or F.O.P.E, no, or ADUIC, neither. They wanna be like us, you know you're not like us. You not HBG, UIUIC, UGOCC. No, you're not like us. No, you're not like us. All these camps be talking about nothing. Why is they frontin'? They never follow commandments, they jump to assumptions. We spinning facts and they run. They wanna be like us. You not HBG. They wanna talk and debate. We already know you gon' lie in they face. Grown ass men be acting like women, and grown ass women be acting like men. Damn, you wanna be like Glorilla? We all know you never stick to a scripture. I'ma start calling y'all brother Nathan. You worshiping idols with Yahweh depictions. Whoever got ears, yeah, I let them hear it. You talking to God like you don't fear him. You about to get burnt if you not serious. Proverbs 3:7, they must be delirious. Disrespecting the tribe like is you fried? They want smoke like you the most high. Stay off the weed, clear your mind. Don't believe what they say, just believe in Yah. CUC, or F.O.P.E, or ADUIC, neither. They wanna be like us, you know you not like us. You not HBG, UIUIC, UGOCC, no, you not like us. Shout out to K. Jordan, he the one keeping it real. Y'all run away from my daddy, you acting like he pulling up with a steel. He tryna feed y'all knowledge, you don't wanna eat, you don't want a meal. Y'all be Deuteronomy 28, 48, y'all still in the field. Y'all be deceivers for real. How you gon' lie to your people and act like you keeping the truth concealed? It's about time that y'all wake up, I've been reading Ezekiel. 1 through 3 for real, on the mic since 3 for real. Stop trying to be like us, not CUC, or F.O.P.E, or ADUIC, neither. They wanna be like us, you know you not like us, you not HBG, you IUIC, you GOCC,